Hey guys, this is Bhavya Sharma here and welcome back to the Med Concepts with Bhavya. Today from this video we are going to start with a new bone anatomy, that is our hip bone, and in this video we are going to talk about the side determination of the hip bone. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Before digging deep into the side determination and the features that will help us to determine the hip bone, let us talk about the features or introduction of the hip bone. The hip bone is a bone of the lower limb and it is an irregularly shaped innominate bone. By innominate, I mean that it is irregularly shaped and we cannot name the shape of the hip bone. We cannot say it as a rectangular bone or circular bone or triangular bone. It's just irregular in shape and that is why it is known as innominate. The other thing that we need to know is it is made up of three different bones joined together at a particular point. So the three parts or the three bones that I said are the ilium in the upper part and the pubis in the antero-inferior part, that is anteriorly and inferiorly, and then we have the ischium postero-inferiorly, that is posteriorly and inferiorly. Repeating again, the ilium in the uppermost or superior part, the pubis in the antero-inferior part and the ischium in the posterior-inferior part. All these three bones or these three parts get connected or get attached at the acetabulum, which is a lunate shaped or a horseshoe shaped or a half moon shaped structure that we see in the hip bone. Now let us talk about the features that will help us determine the side of the hip bone. So the very first thing that we would be observing would be the acetabulum, that is the lunate shaped structure. The acetabulum should be lying laterally, that is the way I am showing here. So it should be in the lateral side. Then we would talk about the pubis, which should be anteriorly and inferiorly. So it should be anteriorly present, and then the ilium, which should be the superior part of the hip bone. It should lie in the superior most part when you determine the side of the hip bone. So let's recap again. The first thing that we would be determining would be the acetabulum, which should be placed laterally, that is towards the outer side of the center of line of our body, and then we would have the pubis, which would be anterior and inferior, and the third thing that you will see is the ischium obviously will go posteriorly and inferiorly, and the ilium, that is the largest part of the hip bone, would be superiorly or in the upward direction. It would be kept in the upward part. The another feature that we can add up here is the obturator foramen. So this is the foramen which is known as the obturator foramen, which is present below the acetabulum. See, there is acetabulum above and below that we have the obturator foramen over here. So the obturator foramen should be below the acetabulum, that is the lunate shaped structure, and below that we would have a foramen which is the obturator foramen. Another simple way of determining the side of the hip bone is by using the thumb and the other four fingers. Now what we are going to do here is there is a sciatic notch, that is the greater sciatic notch, where would be the thumb placement. So the thumb would be placed in the greater sciatic notch and the other four fingers would be placed over the opposite side. Also the palm, that is the palm of our hand, would be covering the acetabulum such a way that the thumb will come into the greater sciatic notch side, and the other fingers will come into the opposite side. So repeating again, the thumb would be kept at the greater sciatic notch. Actually the space between the thumb and the index finger, that is the space here that is created here, would be placed at the greater sciatic notch this way, and then the palm would be covering the acetabulum and the other four fingers would be coming to the opposite side. That is what is the position of the hip bone, and this would be the way the hip bone is positioned in the human body. We also have pubic symphysis in the pubic part of the bone, which attaches to the pubis symphysis of the opposite hip bone and forms the pelvis. We also have the ilium in the upper part, the obturator foramen, and then behind we would have the acetabulum. We also have the pubic part anteriorly and the ischial part posteriorly. So that is all about the hip bone, and this is the position in which we hold the hip bone. Okay, so the fingers will come this side and the acetabulum will be covered with the palm and thumb will be in the greater sciatic notch. So this is how the hip bone has to be positioned and placed in your hand or in the human body. So what do you think? Which side of hip bone is this? Let me know your guesses in the comment section below. So this hip bone with which I am teaching you is the left side hip bone. So hey guys, this is all about the hip bone side determination video. Here we studied that hip bone is a bone of lower limb. It is an irregular innominate bone, that is, it doesn't has any specific shapes. And then we also learned about which side of hip bone I am teaching you with. We also learned about the parts, that is the ilium, pubis and ischium. If you have any doubts or any queries, let me know in the comment section below. Also give this video a like and share and subscribe and keep supporting. The notes to this video would be uploaded both in my Instagram page and my Tele page, the link to which is given in my description below. Until the next video, stay safe, stay home. Thanks for watching.